A somewhat popular debate among Christians is how long Jesus was buried. Now, some believe that Jesus actually was crucified and died on a Wednesday and then was buried on a Sunday. And then rose on a Sunday so that he was in the tomb for a full 72 hours. Now, critics don't really care about that, but they do see a contradiction here. And it's especially due to Matthew chapter 12, when Jesus said, "As Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a huge fish, so the Son of Man will be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth." The Bible is pretty clear that Jesus rose on a Sunday, and it takes a lot of textual surgery to put the crucifixion and death of Jesus anytime before Friday. Well, 3 days and 3 nights, that's 72 hours, but Friday evening to Sunday morning, that's about half of that. That's a day and a half. That's 36 hours, give or take. So there, of course, is your alleged contradiction. The simple answer, which you may have heard before, is indeed they counted differently. But let's look into that a little bit more. Now, when Jesus predicted his own death, which he did multiple times, he said that he would rise on the third day. That's the phrase, on the third day. At least that's the phrase according to Matthew and Luke. But in Mark's account, Jesus said he would rise after 3 days. And that's the original Greek text. I know some Bible translations kind of clean that up and make them all the same. But the original Greek text has both after 3 days in Mark's account and on the third day in Matthew and Luke's account. So it's very clear then that although these are different phrases to us today, they sound like different meanings. These were these were equivalent phrases in the language in which the Bible was written. They meant the same thing. But let's take another look at the end of Matthew's gospel, which is one of the ones that said on the third day. So at the end of Matthew, after Jesus has been killed, chapter 27, the next day, the one after preparation day, the chief priests and the Pharisees went to Pilate. "Sir," they said, "we remember that while he was still alive, that deceiver said, 'After 3 days I will rise again.'" This is Matthew. And in Matthew's account, Jesus had said, "on the third day." "So give the order for the tomb to be made secure until the third day. Otherwise his disciples may come and steal the body and tell the people that he's been raised from the dead." In the very same breath, Jesus' enemies used on the third day, or rather until the third day, and after 3 days to mean the same thing. So don't get too hung up on the days and nights of the sign of Jonah. The fact is, the language was not as precise as we would like it to be, 8,000 miles away, 2,000 years later, in a different culture, in a different language. And also realize that at the time, no one objected to Jesus' resurrection based on the timeline. Nobody said it doesn't matter if he rises on Sunday, he has to wait until Tuesday or the prophecy won't be fulfilled. Nobody said that. The enemies of Jesus did not ask for his tomb to be guarded until the fourth day. They did not ask for it to be guarded for 72 hours. They asked for it to be guarded until the third day. I'm Pastor Clinton. God bless your efforts to learn from his truth.